So, day two of me talking about life with CFS. There's not a lack of material, it's more of like, where should I start? But if I was going along the lines of like a life with it, like CFS just does not care about your plans. You got plans, you know what you want to do, you've got your goals, you've laid them all out, you've got a plan of action. It just doesn't care. Um, so it's Saturday, and Saturday in the afternoon, I'll go and play on the bars as a little bit of movement. And last night, I couldn't get to sleep. I was just laying in bed all night. Literally, it was all night. We got to 5 in the morning, the sun's coming up, and like, ah. And I know what usually happens is I'll either have to push through to a certain point, and then I'll crash for a couple of hours, and then I can go on with the rest of the day, or I'll just be useless for the afternoon. So the other thing was like I had a new class on at about 10:30, so I was needed there. I had my thing that I like to do on a Saturday afternoon, but knew that quite possibly I was going to just be too, like I wouldn't even be able to do like a push-up or like get off the ground and be whacked. So it's just really frustrating, and I'm the kind of person who likes to plan and then implement a plan and make it happen. And what you've got to learn is to triage those points on the plan that are like top priority. So like ideally, these 10 points, I'll go through the day. I know I can do them if I've got the hours. And then, okay, if I for whatever reason don't have the hours, I got to cut down like these two, and then these four, and like these are the 3 or 4 that I must do before the start of the next day. And so you have to get really good at that. It's a double-edged sword. Like you get really good at that kind of planning, but at the same time it can take a huge toll on your pride, or like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to succeed, yeah, and then like, oh, I could only do 3 of the 10 things I meant to do. So if you're a lazy person, doesn't matter. If you're like me, it can hit you in the pride, that's for sure. So what I ended up doing, what I did was, like, I was 5 o'clock again. I'm not going to get to sleep. I went and did what I would do in the afternoon. Came home, and kind of dozed for a couple of hours. It's a bit risky. Like sometimes you can wake up way worse than when you went to bed, or lay down, or whatever it was. But I also know that doesn't matter how bad I felt when I woke up, I'd still be able to do, at least in my sword class, and then continue on. So I put myself into that state when I got back from what I do in the afternoon, and then I was able to go do my sword class. So you have to learn to adapt. You have to learn to triage, what is really important, and then you have to learn to adapt and amend your plan based on, what's happening with your health that day. It's a really big learning curve, and they don't necessarily warn you about it either. On the flip side, it's really important to learn, because you still get things done. Each day you're going to draw breath and have your heartbeat, okay? Which means you're alive. So each day you can do one thing. As long as you can do one thing each day, that will make it different to the day before. All right, so CFS does not care about plans.